Hey, what's up, everyone? James from Junkyard Fox. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'm out here in my usual little hidden West Texas spot where I'm going to be filming a solo camping overnighter. Now, this one's going to be pretty relaxing, nothing too stressful, because first of all, I hope y'all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I know I did. But being smack in the middle of the holiday season can get a little bit overwhelming, at least for me. My job gets busier. You got to make time to go visit relatives that are in town, and now you got to go Christmas shopping. And so I just needed to decompress. So I was overdue to get out here into the beautiful desert, breathing that fresh air, enjoy a campfire, have a couple of beers, some good food, practice some skills. So as always, thank you for joining me. Let's get started. So the campsite has been set up. Here is my Unigear 2-person tent. Now, I've been testing this thing out for a year and 6 months, and I gotta say, so far it's handled heat and winds extremely well. I very much like this tent. It's very spacious. It's very easy to set up and take apart. I'm only holding off till I experience a good thunderstorm before I'm comfortable making a review, because I do have some reservations. However, being down here in the dry West Texas desert, storms are pretty rare. And keep in mind, I don't do this full time. I do have a day job, so I can't just head out to camp whenever the forecast says it's going to storm. So I'm still holding off for the review until I experience a good thunderstorm with it, because, I do have some reservations on that. But once again, for dry weather, it's a wonderful tent. Other than that, over here I got my chairs, my wool coat. It is going to get cold tonight. I got my Hidden Woodsman Model 23 rucksack that we recently reviewed, and despite what some ignorant loudmouths say, this is actually a very wonderful bag. I very much enjoy it. Be sure to check out our review if you haven't yet. And I've been using Hidden Woodsman products going on 7-8 years already. In fact, check out this bag. I got this back in like 2017. It was something of a prototype bag, and that one sees all my cookware, all my pots and pans and spices and olive oil. All that stuff goes in there. Over here I have my haversack, which is the Tough Possum Gear Shackleton satchel. I have reviewed this one as well. I've been using this for about 2 years, so be sure to check out that review as well up in the corner. And last of all, I did bring this stalk. Now this is from a sotol, which is a relative of the agave. It's a stronger, more robust species of agave. I got this in New Mexico recently, and I don't know, I want to practice, around the fire, some skills with this. I have theoretically I have an idea that this can be made into several cups. So, that could be a water container right there, or if I'm just being a jackass out here and I could use it for shot glasses or, to drink my beer with. But I think it's interesting, just something to do around the fire. Speaking of fire, I'm far overdue to get this going. So, we don't have a lot of sunlight left, so I definitely gotta grab my gloves and start gathering wood to get this going. And then we're gonna be eating some steak and have a couple of beers around it. So let's get to it. So we have about 20 minutes before the sun sets. Now it is going to be a cold one tonight, close to freezing point. I know to somebody in Nebraska or Colorado, they're just going to laugh at me, but down here in West Texas, that's pretty cold for us. So I am bracing for that cold, so I want to get this fire going. I'm also pretty hungry as well, so I'm ready to start cooking as soon as I can. So let's get this fire going via ferro rod. This is one crappy half-ass tinder bundle that I'm working with here. I should have taken more time to break it down. There we go. Let's add this log. This was here back when I camped here last time, which is back in late August. Throw that in there. So I'm getting the fire nice and hot, getting it stoked up because it's starting to get cold. As soon as that sun started dropping, the breeze picked up and it's getting pretty chilly. We are expecting a cold front to hit tonight. It's going to drop around 33, 34 degrees. Once again, I know somebody up north in Wisconsin is going to laugh at me, but down here in West Texas, that's pretty cold. It's about freezing point, and I came prepared for that. So of course, I brought my warmer hat. This is my Akubra felt hat. If you've been watching the channel, you know I got this in early summer, but I could not use it. It was way too hot, so it didn't start seeing action until early October, and it's right now keeping me very nice and comfortable. Of course, I also brought my Old Faithfuls, my minus 33 wool gloves, my wool coat, and then I do have my wool bandana. I have it put away here. It's not that cold yet, but later on it will, and so that keeps my neck, my exposed neck, nice and warm from the breeze. And then later on, once I go to bed, I do have a brand new Junkyard Fox beanie and also some thick wool socks to keep me warm as well. So in the meantime, I'm just relaxing, decompressing. I just opened a beer. So cheers, everyone. Thank you for joining me once again. Another thing for the cold is I did bring my Brunt boots. These Brunt workwear boots are much more insulated than cowboy boots are. So my feet are going to be far more comfortable because it's getting cold fairly quickly. So anyway, let's get the saw going and slice some of this off so I can start experimenting with it. See what we can make out of this. All right, so theoretically, I remember seeing a dual survival episode when I was younger, and Cody used a type of agave, not this species, but a bigger one, and he hollowed this out, so he made a cup out of it. So we'll try that. Let's see how that goes.
I'm not happy to be in this situation without a container, especially in the desert when we should be carrying water. Dave and I need a container. This is agave, and what I'm looking for is one of these dead stalks. Seems hard to imagine that this can be a canteen. the first thing I want to do is hollow it out.
Agave is porous on the inside, so it can be hollowed out with fire.
I dropped the coal from the fire in there, and as I blow on it, you can see in actuality all of the pith is burning. And I can make a bowl to a dugout canoe this way.
I still have this little piece of wood that I was working on in my last overnighter. If you watched the last one I did, is I was hollowing this out so I can make a cup or a bowl out of it. As you can tell, this wood was very stubborn and it didn't burn that much. So I'm going to keep trying to work on it, see what happens here. All right, so let's keep trying with this, and then in the meantime, now this may be too thin. It's not the same species of agave that Cody Lundeen used. He used one in Arizona, which I've never seen, which was a far larger piece of stock that I've never seen that subspecies before. So I'm trying with this. It may not work, but you never know. Worst comes to worst, this just becomes firewood. All right, so let's see if I can just kind of a little bit of this, kind of remove some of that pith. And I am using the Worktop Gear Forester by Aurora Borealis knives. I want to make a review on this sometime in the next few weeks. But yeah, see, so if I can hollow this out a bit. Something like that. Start off slow. And we have plenty of breeze tonight, so I don't have to worry about blowing on it too much. The breeze itself will take care of that for me. And yeah, let's see what happens. This could be a complete fail, for all we know. But that's the point of getting out here, experimenting, trying new things, and you never know. It's all about giving it a shot. So we got this one burning, and then we got this one burning. So let's see what happens. Little by little, it's getting there. Well, folks, we may have to switch gears a little bit. This cold front is coming, and it's bringing a lot of wind with it. And I have a fire going. There's dead grass that direction, and the wind is blowing oxygen to it. That's a recipe for disaster. And I'm not going to catch the desert on fire for my own selfish wants. So I'm going to let this fire die out until the winds calm down. Because, once again, I don't want to put lives in danger, mine or countless animals and people. So my steak dinner is gonna likely have to wait until breakfast if the morning isn't as breezy. But yeah, sadly, I'm something of a control freak, so I get a little peeved when my plans don't go as I wanted them. But I'm out here in nature. I have to be respectful, and nature's much bigger than me, so I have to just adapt to it and be patient. So as much as I want a nice warm fire to keep me warm for the night, it's not looking that way. Worst comes to worst, for a plan B, I do have my my gas stove, the Pocket Rocket, and I do always carry ramen noodles in my truck for emergencies. If need be, I could just make myself some ramen noodles right outside the tent for dinner. And like I said, the steak maybe can wait until breakfast if the morning isn't windy. But I'm just kind of uncomfortable right now with the fire and winds and dead grass. It's just, yeah, it's making me uncomfortable. So Let's hope the winds die off, but if not, or yeah, our plans are gonna change a little bit. I don't know if the camera can show, but all the clouds in the sky look like they're dropping, like if it's raining, but it's not. But they all kind of look like they're drooping down to the earth, which is so weird. So, very interesting. So the winds look like they calmed down. So I'm getting this fire stoked up because, man, it was cold. So fingers crossed this is the end of the winds and I can just get this fire going and I can just finally cook my damn steak. But yeah, the heat from the fire feels so damn good. Alright, so it's either now or never. I'm just gonna cook my steak. More simple than I would like, but it's just gonna have to do. Forgot throwing my jalapeno in there as well. Let's turn this guy around. It's hot. Pretty sloppy cooking right now. But I'm just in a hurry to just cook and get this over with. I know in this area it's nice and hot, so I'm gonna give that about 2 minutes on each side. That should be good enough. All right, let's flip this over. Peña. All right, that's as good as it's gonna get, about 2 minutes on each side. I'm sure it's not cooked evenly, but we're short on time here, so I'm just gonna bring it over here. And then I have my jalapeno. Let's cut some strips of cheese. With this wind chill, I'm sure this cheese isn't gonna melt as good as I wish it would. But we're gonna just have to roll with the punches because I want to kill this fire before these winds start up again. Let's see how this is. Actually, not bad at all. Let's taste this. Still pretty damn good. Ooh, that jalapeno is spicy. The steak came out pretty decent considering it was half-assed. Hot damn, that jalapeno spicy. I need a little bit of this Coors Banquet to help cool me off. So I finished my dinner right in the nick of time because the winds are picking up again. And man, that is some wind chill coming with them because it's cold. And oh well, you know, you got to respect nature. You got to roll with the punches. Today I wanted to do more things, but you know, you can't. You got to respect nature. You got to be adaptable to the changing situation. So I'm going to let this fire die out. With the fire dying out, I can't stay warm out here. Also, I'm not able to do the coal burning that I wanted to do. So I'm just going to finish my beer and just head into the tent and just get nice and warm. And that's about it. That's all you can do. You just got to just, once again, roll with the punches and just make the best of the situation you have. So man, it's gonna be cold tonight. Anyways, here are the boots I was talking about earlier. They're a bit bulky for my taste, but they did help keep me warm. So, yeah, pretty interesting. If you guys are interested for these Brunt boots, I have 10% off. I'll have the link down below. And I had them for over a year, and really great quality, very warm. Once again, living in the desert, I don't really get a lot of chances to use them, but I've had them for over a year and they're really great. I'm very much liking them, and since, you know, today I knew it was going to be very cold, I definitely wanted to use them again. And of course, every boot that I have, I do have some type of boot knife or a secondary cutting tool of some sort, multi-tool. In this one, I do have a red fox, and now it's stuck in here. My hands are just so damn cold that I can't I have no dexterity in them. Let me get it out. So this was a birthday gift from longtime viewer James Hyde. And I am blanking right now what's the name of the company that makes this knife. But, you know, these are very old-fashioned Rough Rider. It's a, you know, an old-fashioned type of slip joint kind of knife. And it does have 2 blades on it. And this one's called the Red Fox. So, of course, it's appropriate for me. So, you know, once I decided to put these boots to good use, I didn't have a knife on there, so I decided to put this on there. So big thank you to James Hyde for sending this to me. Nice old-timey grandpa type knife, you know, for whittling and such. I haven't used it much, but yeah, today I did decide to bring it out here. Apologies if I'm really stiff. My fingers are just like really cold. Once again, I know somebody in Alaska's like, to them this is a warm summer day, but to us down here this is cold. So I got this nice cozy pair of wool socks I'm going to switch out to, because the socks I've been using are these cheapy socks I use every day, and I can feel them, they're all sweaty and gross. And then check out this. So obviously I'm not going to sleep wearing my cowboy hat, my Cobra, but check out this sweet Junkyard Fox beanie. Don't tell me that's not cool. Look at that. Awesome. I'm very much loving this. Link down below, shameless plug if you're so inclined to get one of these. I've been loving mine. Mine is blue, and it matches my wool gloves. So I dig that. If you don't want this logo, we do have the Cuervo Negro logo as well, the twin crows and all other stuff. So check it out if you're so inclined. And I'm going to switch out to my socks now. Can you see these lights? The winds are just picking up out there. So We called it a night right on time. So thank you all so much for joining me. I'll see you all tomorrow morning. Have a good night, everyone. That's the stuff. Well, good morning, everyone. I slept wonderful. I was bracing for this very antagonistic night with winds and all this, and it didn't happen. I just fell asleep, and I was just sleeping peacefully. I woke up around 2 in the morning because I had to get out to go pee, and the night had calmed down. It was cold, but it wasn't windy, so it's bearable, and the moon was so brilliant. Man, I wish the camera can capture that because it was so beautiful, and very peaceful. So of course I was very warm throughout the night with my thick wool socks, my beanie, 2 wool blankets, sleeping bag. So I was dozing off peacefully. I was just missing my cats. That's it. But now that I'm awake, I've been moving around. I made coffee. It's getting hot. It's getting pretty damn hot. So the coat is off. The gloves are off. I'm about to remove the beanie in favor of my hat because I need the protection from that sun glare. But once again, I do want to talk about this Junkyard Fox beanie really quick. I really love it. I'm very much enjoying it. I'm not much of a beanie wearer, to be honest, in terms of like public. I just really use it when I'm sleeping, camping. It does make a big difference in terms of comfort, so you're not so cold. But I'm really liking it, and I'm loving this design. I know people aren't as big on the fox skull design as they are on the old school fox with the knife design. I love them both, but, you know, I was just hungry for something new, and I liked the fox skull. I think it's a little bit different. As I mentioned earlier, when you see somebody using fox as their logo or their mascot, right away you're going to see the poofy tail, the floofy ears. So I just wanted something a little bit different with the imagery, and I'm just really loving this design. And, man, it feels so good. Now that I removed it, I could feel a little bit of breeze, because, yeah, it's starting to get hot very quickly. But anyway, enough of that. I'm going to just enjoy my coffee before I start packing it on up. And so I just finished my coffee. Time to start packing it on up. But let's get a conversation down below. Let's have a poll. Which Junkyard Fox logo do you all prefer? This one has already been around for a little bit over a year, so I know that there was several people that told me that they didn't like this design at first, and then they started warming up to it. I'm personally really leaning towards this one a little bit more, but I know that this one has a ton of fans as well. So chime on down below. Let me know which Junkyard Fox logo y'all are preferring. And it's time for me to start breaking down camp. So the tent has been put away, the ice chest has been put away. I made sure this fire is nice and dead. It's been dead, but I just threw a little extra water and the last of my beer just in case, just to play it safe. I'll leave this wood because I'll be back tomorrow to film a different video. And here is the result of what we were working on, our project. Look what the wind made. It burned the edges, so I'm trying to hollow it out, but it burned the edges, so not sure what to do here. I'll probably still take it home, still try to work on it next time I camp. See if I could salvage this. And if not, you know, it just becomes firewood. And then I have this little agave stalk. Same thing. I don't know if I think this one, if I stab it with something as it burns and then I just, you know, kind of pick at it, I might be able to still hollow it out. So I'm still going to take this. I'm still going to take the whole agave stalk just to have some projects in my front porch. And then that's my garbage. Always take your garbage with you, even if it's just something as small as a cigarette butt, take it with you. Don't leave anything out here that's, you know, disrespectful to nature. But yeah, I'm going to take these with me so I can still mess with them in my porch or next time I camp. And I'm almost done packing up. So that's about it for me, folks. Everything's already been packed on up, and I'm ready to make my way back to town so I can stop at a mom and pop place and get myself some breakfast. Even though it's pretty fresh out here, it's getting pretty damn hot. Also, I'm sure because I've been moving around putting things away. But thank you so much for joining me. I know this video didn't go as planned, but that's a lesson we gotta constantly remember when we're dealing with nature. Is she's the one who calls the shots. We just gotta make the best of it. And it was overall an enjoyable night. And it's going to be a short video, I'm sure, but don't worry, we do have a brand new video that we're going to be filming tomorrow. So definitely hitting the overtime for the month of December with filming. Thank you so much for all you new subscribers who joined after our 11 Desert Edibles video. We gained over 2,000 new subs, so welcome aboard. And for all you longtime supporters, thank you so much for your endless love and encouragement. We've already passed 100,000 subscribers here at Junkyard Fox, so new and old, thank you so much for everything, and we have plenty of adventures to come. So that's about it for me, folks. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next week with another video. Now go outside and get your boots dirty.